point here. And the thing is about the whole police situation here. I think, like I was telling Moose the other day about accountability, how it's so like police are so lax in the way they're able to kill civilians. Like, just the trigger fingers, like they're meant to serve and protect, but they like. I was talking to Moose about how the soldiers abroad, who are in war countries, they get more stringently punished for killing civilians or people who have not committed crimes than police do. You get me?
Wow.
Like, as soon as you commit what they call a war crime, let's say you intend to kill a civilian, who was in way of fire between you and, let's say, you fight Taliban or ISIS. If they accidentally kill a civilian in the way of fire, instantly jail. No, go home and we'll review the thing. Instantly you go to jail. Instantly they ship you back to America. The trial starts.
Yeah, the trial.
It's
treated like a trial. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. And you're in a war zone. They treat the soldiers more stringently than they treat the people who are in their own country, the police. That's the part I don't find messed up. Like the Derek Chauvin, the Chauvin.
Are you saying every police force or the one in America or everywhere?
I'm talking about American police force in general, because that's the one I've done the research on. Like in the case of like the whole Chauvin and Judge Floyd, that was clear cut and dry. You saw the guy. You should have sent him to jail instantly. Arrested him instantly. No waiting. No, instantly. In the army,
but then
that's what would happen.
Within a week, he was.
But that's what I'm saying. But that's too long for him to be comfortable at home.
If it's been investigated, they did their job. They did the part.
But there is no investigation when someone, you can see the video from start to finish. There's camera footage of him. It's a 20 bill, 20 a forgery, and my guy gets his life like snuffed out for a forgery. This is what I'm saying. It's a bit mad. It's a bit mad that someone in the own state gets more lax treatment than someone who's in a foreign country fighting actual war gets more stringent treatment than people who are actually in country. That baffles me. But anyway, that's the American system.
No, the institution is definitely flawed, and
it is messed up. They should have taken him. They should have taken him. If their police chief saw that video, I'd be like, bro, we're taking you to jail. At best, we'll put you in jail for tonight and review the footage real quick. And we have to, or keep him in the police station, in office, and make sure, look, you see this, you messed up. We have to cuff you. It is what it is. Yeah, due process. They have to process the dude. But they take too long. They actually let the people go home and relax. If the officer thought, oh shit, I committed a crime, he could run. He has time to flee. It took them a week to actually go back and be like, hey, you're actually under arrest. Let's go. If he wanted to flee, he could have fleeing. He could have gone to Cuba, Costa Rica. He could have gone to Fiji, Tahiti, Hawaii. He could have gone everywhere. The man could have been in fucking Thailand for all we know. A week, bro. That's too long.
Have you noticed, guys, after this case, it seems like the whole world is sensitized by it. We could talk about how, the pandemic affected how people think and protesting on every little case we see. But maybe for the past 2-3 weeks, there have been cases even in Europe. So if you remember last week, there was a black guy who was shot by the Irish police in Dublin. Shot dead because he had a knife. He launched at the police and they had to protect themselves and they shot him for it. And then there were protests in Dublin. This was 2 weeks ago.
Okay. All right.
See what I don't get here. I don't get why the first line of shot is the chest. I don't get why people don't just aim for legs. Like there's a few police officers, but just
I'm not sure
legs,
where they shot him on, but they stopped him from.
Did you say the head? Say he shot him in the head though.
I didn't say that. I'm not sure where they shot him, but apparently they followed protocol, but it wasn't enough for people to take as a case. So then,
but that seems clear cut and dry that it was defense.
Yeah,
what can you do?
I was reading up on the case.
Like if the guy is lunging with it, if he's unarmed and you kill him, that's a problem. Yeah. If he's armed and you kill him, that doesn't seem like a problem because he's trying to lunge.
The case is clearly justified, but people still protested. People felt by the guy.
No, but
the black guy in a Western country being shot by the police. Boom.
That's the rest of the problem. This is a problem. People, we have to pick and choose. When someone is wrong, allow it. He was wrong.
Exactly.
He shouldn't have lunged at the police.
Exactly.
It's as easy as put your knife down and say, look, I understand I did wrong. Let me kneel down, arrest me. Dude, it's simple. Like, look, I was listening to a podcast again about police and how they should handle situations. I was talking about how, like, some police stations don't even put out messages about how people should handle the situation when the police are approaching them. You know what I mean? Like, police should say, look, if I'm approaching you, we know your rights are A, B, C, D, and A, F, G, D, G, but we would appreciate it. Like, please, like the guy was saying, police officers should beg the public, do what we say. Please, I beg you. I'm on my knees and I'm on my knees and my hands are on the floor. I beg you, just do what I say and you go home quickly. Stop trying to resist, because otherwise we think there's something wrong. You know what I mean? We know you have all these rights, but please just kind of work with us to help the community. You know what I mean? Police officers they seldom don't do that, where they actually talk to the community and say, guys, when we approach you, please follow out this procedure. And if someone follows out that procedure and then they do something wrong on top of that, that's the police's fault. They get reprimanded for that.
Yeah.
But police don't do that, where they tell people, hey, we know you have these rights, A, B, C, D, and D, but would appreciate it if we approach you, you can, have the common courtesy to give us A, B, C, and D. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we can all go our separate ways. We beg you, please help us. Help me, help you, help the community.
I feel like they don't want there to be a problem.
That's what I'm saying. But most people, I don't know. It's like it's almost common knowledge that if a police approaches you, you drop the knife, you put your hands up. What would you do if Moose, you had a knife? Yeah, the police approached you with guns. What do you do? Yes, you would not lunge. So the guy got shot. He got shot. And
yeah, so with the guy in Dublin, apparently he
made poor judgment.
Was he mentally ill though? Or?
Apparently he was mentally ill, so they had to hand him. And another factor, you just dropped that in film.
No, but it wasn't saying. But if he was mentally ill, yeah, we can't be like, oh, he was mentally ill. I'd let him kind of stab me a little bit so I can restrain him. It doesn't work like that. You can't risk your life and be like, he was mentally ill, so I had to take.
Police have a very risky job. They have to protect themselves somehow.
But the thing is, they get minimal training. Like,
before we go on specific law enforcement training, we can talk in the context of America, but what do you think about the UK police? Do you feel like they're better trained?
They're solid.
Okay.
I don't know about the training, but I think
how have you been treated? Do you feel like when it comes to police here, are we in a better position?
I have had nothing but amazing interactions, apart from one interaction with police that was a bit shifty, but apart from that, I've had amazing interactions with police. The only one negative thing, I was coming from a gymnastics gym. This was like, I think in 2011.
Okay.
Or 10. I was coming from a gymnastics gym from Basingstoke in England. Basingstoke, coming from there, going back to Oxfordshire. I was in the car. I injured my leg. My brother was driving me, like, kind of a bit risque, driving me back home to kind of get me home and elevate my leg, and it was fucking intense. Yeah. So the police stopped us, and then the police asked what's happening. He was like, I'm trying to get my brother, to get to the house. My mom's a nurse. She can help him, sort out his leg, because my mom told me rush him home, which she did. So the policeman was like, okay, get out the car. And then my brother got out the car, and I couldn't get out the car because I couldn't stand on my leg. So I was just like, I really can't. So the police officer then pulled me out the car, and I had to like kind of get on my knees situation because I couldn't stand. So that was the only bad situation, but I just complied with what he said, and he said, oh shit, you really can't stand. I was like, shit, I told you, I really can't stand. And he was like, okay, shit, just drive carefully, be on your way. But that's the only time it's been like, like shady. But apart from that, it's all been good.
Yeah.
Stop and search.
Thank God it didn't escalate into something else.
Obviously, yeah. Stop and search me, like, bro. I don't care. Like, I have nothing to hide. There's no need. I don't get why these people say, oh, why are you searching me? But why are you searching me? You don't have to search me, bro. If you've got nothing to hide, let the guy search you and you be on your way. But people want to resist. I don't know why. Humble yourself, okay? Humble yourself. If you humble yourself and then they do something wrong, people will see that. But if you're out here saying, no, I have rights, bro, we know, we all have the same rights. But just do what the man says and you get out quicker. You know what I mean?
True.
Yeah.
If the teacher tells you to write down the equation, you're not gonna be like, I have rights to not write down if I don't want to. You're just gonna do it, like, bro. Just do it. Like, it's easy.
Well, we know it's that attitude is. I've seen it here a lot in the UK, but it seems like Americans also push this. They will libertarian. We can do what we can. The paperwork shows that we have rights. But
That's
if,
what I'm saying.
if you're just being asked to come out your car, like
if you care about your life in any way, shape, or form, you're just gonna do what the nice police officer says. You know what I mean? And if they kill you for it, if they kill you for being, you know, polite and genuine, they will pay the price. But you have to do your part to ensure that there's no escalation of tension.
People are going to say that we sound like Republicans right now, or we sound like
no. It's not about sounding like right wingers. It's about what can you do for yourself. The police officer will do what he's gonna do, but you need to act in a way that doesn't lead them to kill you. So for you to be acting all passive aggressive will not help your situation. That's just facts.
Why do you think your comment right now, like this approach, is so controversial to people? Why is it that when someone says that type of comment, it's like,
people have ego. The ego is a fragile thing, and people think, oh, you know, they get a bruised ego if they feel like they have to comply to something. They think, I have rights, you know, I have the right to not do this if I don't want to. They get that ego wrapped up into this thing where they want to stand up high with their chest. Yeah, like if there's an authoritative figure, a guy who can take your life, and you know he can take your life, and if you take his life, you're gonna do SO for it. So what you want to do is just comply. Just do what you can. Obviously, if it goes sideways, at least you did your part.
You did your part.
They will get reprimanded, but you have to do things from your end that will reduce the risks of them clapping you. You understand? You have to do everything to reduce the risks. You have to give them no opportunity for them to clap you. If they say get out the car, you get out the car. Put your hands up. Put your hands up. Put your hands up. Kneel down. You kneel down. Roll over. You roll over. Just do it. If you have an ego of why am I keep doing this? Fuck this, and you stand up. Hey, just get down. Like no, fuck this. Then they shoot you. Some people, it's like, have you ever met a bully? Yeah. In school, this is like school bullying. A bully, and they be looking you in the eye, yeah. And then they say, you know, like, you know, what's good? You know, why are you looking at me? And then if you give them a reason to kind of keep picking on you, or show them weakness, or a reason for them to keep picking on you, they'll keep picking on you. So for you, if you point blank, just tell them, you know, you looked at me, I looked at you. That was it. It is what it is. You know what I mean? Stay plain. If they keep going on the actions and try and hit you, whatever, that's on them. That's not on you. You know what I mean? But if you try and fight them back, if a bully puts pressure on you and you try and fight them back, get to their level, then you're both gonna be in trouble. But if you do the right thing and say, hey, if let's say a police arrests you and it's false arrest, you go to the police station, you file a report, you talk to the head guy. If you recorded it as most Americans have now, dash cameras, whatever, if they recorded it, keep the footage. And if I was them, I would keep a hidden camera in the car or something on yourself. Hit record when the police come. Don't tell them about it. Go to the station. That whole process happens. You know, whatever happens. And then you talk to the sergeant. Let me talk to your sergeant. You know, and then he tells a different story. And then you say, I have footage. The sergeant's like, where's this footage? You tell them where it is. They retrieve the footage. They see the footage. They're like, oh shit, you fucked up. You're done.
So what you're saying is that we should just cover our tracks, do what we're meant to do.
This is what I'm saying. Right, you can't control what the other person does. You can control what you do. Yeah. So if you put yourself in more risks by if you put yourself in more risk by aggravating the police officer, he will get the itchy trigger finger. He'll be thinking, oh shit, does this guy have a gun? Why is he shouting so much? I don't have that much training to deal with this. Like most police officers, they don't get training, like under pressure training. Like this is what I was talking about. Military training, yeah? They put you in situations where you have to combat drills. You have to use simulated ammunition. They call it simunition, where they get to like two forces of like army people. You get the one platoon and another platoon, and they have drills where they shoot at each other. You know what I mean? They go in, they do drills under fire. There's loud noises going off, under stress. So they work in that environment to a point where they don't feel stressed when they're working in those type of dangerous environments. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But police officers, they go from the academy where they jump over a few ropes, they pull up a few, they do a few pull-ups, but they never engage in exercises of where people are getting stressed. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You can't hire someone who folds under pressure as a police officer. You know what I mean? You need someone to think clearly. If their instinct is to protect my own life and shoot the gun, as a police officer, they have to assess the situation. You know what I mean? You have to bring people with critical thinking skills, necessary like threat assessment like levels. You know what I mean? You can't just bring any willy-nilly guy. If you're gonna bring them into the force, give them adequate training. Most of them don't have adequate training, so they rely on their instincts. I feel like I'm in a threat position here. They might kill me. Let me